find out if that is always going to come to fruition as we get into match 5, but game 1 of day 2.
There you go, plain as straightforward, as fair as can be, I guess you can say. You can go pretty much wherever you want. If you're a far northern Kameshki style team, like we do see the guys from Quickmath liking to go Severn and loot that northern round up there. We'll see if they opt to do the same thing again. If you want to go up there, you can do it. It's a far stretch, but we'll see also, of course, with the circle where it's going to take us. And also for the center area, we talked about school apps being split by reciprocity yesterday.
Yeah.
People in Rostock, people on the eastern side, and there are 2 teams near Star. This area was very, very condensed with teams. Let's see if that's going to happen again. Looks like it is.
It looks like we're going to see MYM once again choose to go for military base. It was them and Team Unique yesterday that went for it early on. Team Unique don't look like they're going to be going for that option unless they go for the far left-hand side. Maybe they'll go for Ferry Pier because we saw them go there once as well. So let's see exactly how it's going to work out for them.
Yep, there you go. Teams spread across the map. 2 teams back in Yasnaya. So, I mean, right off the bat, not a whole lot of changes coming in from yesterday, at least as far as rotations, drop spots go. As I say that, though, looks to me like Erangel have actually left Milta to Cold Mensa. He has it all to himself now, and they have opted to go out to Milta Power. Not that that's going to be the biggest change for them overall. Oops, stand in. Don't want to have that happen. Get back up on your feet, buddy. Hopefully he has a teammate somewhat nearby to get that rest up. But there you go, we see the first circle. Oh, Tommel is doing a bit of a bull run here as well. Shirsky trying to see if he can do some damage. Realized the rock was too much for him to handle. Not going to happen. And stand in as well, trying to do something here. Trying to just call back to his teammate.
Now, it's not the end of the world, right? Stanley can get picked back up. But the problem you have here is that it's the time wasting that it comes down to, right? You're not going to be looting that time. You're also not going to be able to get as much information off of it. This is where it can be a little bit of a downside for his team.
I mean, you see Unique sitting down here where they are. It's not going to be the biggest trouble for them at all. They have a pretty safe and easy rotation up north. You see the circle right here on the northwestern side. Issue with that, River cutting it right in the middle. Do you want to go up on the northern side, hope for the circle to shrink up there? Do you want to stay on the southern side? We know those bridges will come into play whenever that circle does decide whether it wants to go on one side of the water or the other. So it will be interesting to see on what side majority of teams opt to go coming into the first circle closing.
Well, as we continue to see where everyone's going to be landing and how they're going to be working things out here, Wizards, they've got themselves in a good position as well. I'd like to see the Wizard team, right? They quite regularly end up, by chance, obviously, they don't know where it's going to pop, just on the edge of the circles, but they play so well from that position as well. We've seen them time and time again be able to fight in, and they're actually a team that, okay, they didn't end up walking away with a win yesterday, but they had a consistent amount of games where you went, Wizards are actually on point in terms of taking these fights and going for the kills.
I mean, you see all the player names there. You got O'Connell, you got T-Bone, Arrows and company. They're very nice dice as well, sorry, but they're a very, very, very talented bunch, both as a team, but also individually and mechanically. So are a lot of the other guys on the server, but as you said yourself, a team to be well, to be reconsidering whether you want to fight them. If you do see that first knock coming, maybe it's on you like, oh, is Wizards coming? Okay, let's maybe go the other direction. Let's not take this engagement. Unity trying to get themselves looted up in Novo. They will have quite a ways to run. I would assume to see them cross over the bridge at some point, but having to figure out, of course, is somebody going to sit around and wait for us, maybe trying to do the bridge Camperino, or is it not going to happen? Of course, they do have quite far north to go, so shouldn't be a big chance of that happening.
And we've got quick math here in Severny. They have no problems, at least for now. They've got plenty of room to work with, and they're also inside the circle. So their positioning here has actually worked out ideally for them to start things off with. And that is a game that we certainly want to look at to see how this prevails, because they had that good game come out of the play yesterday.
Very much so. Had some really, really, really good games, both high-kill games and also high-placement games. Good combination of things. With Pelters down in the center of the circle as well, that's a really nice split. And also, as you just pointed out, they're looking at the map real quick. Of course, you guys can't really see it. But we do see the guys from Kebabs being somewhat together on the western side of the map. So some changes coming in from yesterday, we'll see, and hope for them that it's gonna up their performance as compared to yesterday's on the leaderboard. Media Makers have to leave military at some point soon as well. Flower just getting the finishing looting touches coming in. Hopefully he'll find himself some attachments. We know they can be quite hard to find on military. It's kind of ironic how military gives you everything but attachments.
And the thing is, MYM consistently go for military. They've not really been contested there. We spoke about it already, that Unique trying to kind of play around them a little bit and didn't want to go for the engagements. And I like this kind of play that we're seeing from MYM because it gives them, they've got the confidence with it, and it's waiting to see if someone does kind of try to challenge them for it at any point.
You see Logipuff and the guys from looking for a team. The first team to really make a rotation on in there, going on the southern side of shooting range down towards the double compound, double two-story. Now they're actually taking the hillside and the north side of it. Great spot for them to sit, rather center. They have 2 compounds close. They will be able to hear vehicles come in if they don't opt to go for one of the compounds themselves. So they'll be getting plenty of information, both with what they see and also the audio cues they'll have available.
And the first crate drop we see as well is going to be very close to quick maths if they want to go and try for it. And this is a nice bit of loot. The 8 times in there as well, the MK14.
That's a very, very dangerous weapon. Yesterday we praised the SLR. This might just be the godfather of DMR's overall. Very, very dangerous weapon. And put it in the hands of 2 Yuho. This might just be even more dangerous there.
Yeah, this is really nice for them. No one actually close enough to give him a challenge for it. He can loot up no problem at all, and this will give them a good advantage straight from the beginning.
Yep, very, very good. So we even see him have... That's actually one thing that you don't really talk about it so much, but him having an AK as well means that he already was starting to pick up 7.62 bullets. We talked about yesterday with T-Bone in Yasnaya, how he has 60 bullets left. And I mean, he's been shooting for the entire game. Sure, it's amazing to have yourself an MK14, but if you don't have the bullets for it, then what's it gonna matter? Because as we saw there, just 60 bullets to pick up. It's not gonna grant you a lot. Deeks, though, gonna go down T-Bone immediately after there with the finish off. And that's gonna be the first kill of today. El Giganten tried to get that safe rotation out over Yasnaya, but the guys from Wizards says nope, not gonna happen.
And we spoke about it, right? Wizards, they're always happy to go in for those duels. And okay, they may be stacked a couple of players in the car, but I'm going to allow it for them because they are a team that can certainly deal with the damage when need be. T-Bone yesterday was just playing out of his mind in terms of just going for these shots, playing for the aggressive peaks, and it was working out well for his team. If they can get the win off the back of something like that, it would be absolutely huge.
And it's just a rough time because you see the guys from El Giganten up in the northwestern side of StarLadder. They had 3 guys rotating through that field. No comms came in because there was a safe rotation. No shots were fired. Just the timing of Deeks going through that field as the entire team of Wizards pull up 4 guys in 1 vehicle. Unfortunate timing, goes down early. But at least for now, he can sit and page up and page down, swap around to look at things. But look at this now. We need a home. That's a double knock at least for Lips and will be a double kill as well. This is going to be the guys from Venacosas. Not in a good start to the game.
No, straight away losing 2 players. No chance of even getting involved in that and trying to fight back. They were on top of it. Lipsing gets the kills. And this is already a good start compared to what we saw from We Need Home last time around. Broken here trying to get the shots off onto Rappy, tapping away. Does manage to tag him up a little bit, but it's not going to be enough to get that knock in play. He's got his teammate with him as well. But at least they know that Reciprocity are close and they've got him on the back foot.
Yeah, Rappy living with the scan. Also an important and good info for them to get that there's a team sitting just above the hill for them, because you can see they have gone on the northern side. When we talked about how many teams we expect to go up here and not, but they have gone way up north. But let's see if more teams decide to make the same decision.
What could be interesting though, Avangard are going to be pretty sure that there's going to be no one at least coming from the eastern side, right? But Wizards are actually in the circle and they won't have this information to play off. So if Avangard keep making their way up north, we could see a clash between these 2 early on. And Avangard, they certainly wouldn't want to be going down early once again. They cannot afford to keep allowing this to happen.
That is not the start you want to have whatsoever. That is very much correct. Arrows and the guys from Wizards will make their way far, far, far north. They go on the scenic route, as I like to call it, way up there where very few people go, but it's good to see that area of the map used as well.
I respect it, right? Because Wizards are playing the smart game here. They got that early 1 kill straight away onto Deegs, and now they can just comfortably deal with this circle because it's not dealing much damage to them. And they'll also be able to go, okay, look, we're confident on where we are. There's going to be no other teams around here as far as we're aware. And it's still, they're literally heading directly for each other.
So Lucky Puff and the guys from looking for a team sitting that center, we just talked about them before. You saw how much they could scout from there. They can see all the way down to Severny and all the way east. So if they have this circle on the eastern side, they will know exactly what's available and what's not. New circle is going to pop as well. And, well, once again, that center. So, well, it's not guaranteed that it won't go south yet, but as the majority of the circles on the northern side, you would expect to also have the majority of teams up there.
Yeah, look, Wizards is literally about to clash, like we said, with Avangard. Are they going to go for this duel early on? Desperado's making their way through as well. They've got a team not too far away from them either. So it's going to be the cautious plays that come into it. Unity grouping up and making sure they're going to just rotate themselves in a little bit further now. They're just hot on the heels of Desperados.
Looks like they're going to stay on the southern side of the water. They don't want to cross over just yet. There is still quite a part of landmass down there for the circle to shrink down to. But you would, I mean, statistically look to see the circle go up north. But of course, we don't know for sure before that 4th circle shifts away from water. But for Unity, up it to go into Razak, will stay around there for at least a little while now, I would assume. You can see how they go. Just 1 spot up, scout. 1 spot up, scout. Play it safe, play it smart. No reason to take any unnecessary pushes here.
Yeah, and this is the teamwork that we want to see, because it's the cautiousness, but the required caution, because they want to have full information of what they're looking around on. They've got a little bit of high ground advantage to work off there, and oh no, I'm a bit fearing here for Maxizor. He's going to walk into every one of Wizards. We can see it on the screens. Is this going to be a battle that goes out straight away, or are they just going to bypass each other? Some of the shots being fired off, and he's being lit up like a Christmas tree. He goes down, gets knocked, and his team are not anywhere close to try and help him. Another kill on the board here for Wizards, and this is what we spoke about. They're going straight in hungry for these kills.
This is the second Christmas present Wizards get in a row, and we're not even in December. I mean, honestly, they're just driving, they're rotating 4 guys in a bunch, and then you have that, like, the wounded sheep behind the wounded deer, or whatever you say, behind the pack that kind of gets left behind. And unfortunately, as you said yourself, Max saw not at all in a position to get any help from his teammates, because he was way too far behind. Unfortunate for him, but for the guys from Wizards, very much liking those 2 points early on in the game.
And that's where Erangel, right, they kind of had that full confidence in it, thinking, yeah, no one else is going to be rotating up from that far north side, and actually they ended up going straight into it. Now we've got Desperados getting themselves in a position where they feel comfortable. Wizards now engaging with Erangel, you can see, and just because Wizards aren't in the circle just yet, they've still got plenty of time to work with. This could be an interesting battle, because Erangel certainly did put up some numbers yesterday on that last game.
Very much so. We saw them in a position up there on the eastern side, trying to maybe do a little bit of a gatekeep there, but as you can see, Wizards, they will be able to make their way over. Also, Kebab here, 4 guys within, not even on the map feed, but the same picture this early on. It's ups for them, having to utilize that team play more, and we'll see once again Wizards, that rotation coming on in. Will they get themselves a safe spot, or will they not? Because they have a chance to at least run straight into Desperado, but as you can see here as well, Desperado running into Reciprocity as well. We need a home. Eliminated? Oh yeah, they might actually be eliminated here.
Yeah, they lost too early on, didn't they?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I was like, wait, what? Did they already go down?
Not ideal at all.
No, they didn't. They didn't go down. They didn't go down. They just lost one more player.
Oh, they got one left alive.
Yeah, there's the one player. It's just don't get fooled, guys. Don't get fooled. It's not true. They're not eliminated.
It is an easy mistake to make, because they lost too early on. Now they're just down to 1 player, but this is not looking good for We Need a Home. It's going to be a lot of kind of just waiting around for them now, right? See how long he can stay alive to try and ensure some points at least for his team, or maybe getting involved in some third partying to get the kill points as well.
New circle is going to come up north, south. Where are we going? Well, somewhat center, but I can tell you right now, next circle is not going to go down on the southern side. It is indeed going to go up by plane crash, an area that we right now don't have anyone up in. So for Aspirin and his team, they could have a good chance to go up there, but for Unique now, they need to worry, because they have got all the remaining players of Venconas right on top of them.
Yeah, Play With Me getting involved in this fight. Needs to play cautiously. He's going to drop the smoke down to give him a little bit of cover to back away here. He's going to go try and play it behind the rocks. He's low on health, trying to drop that first aid kit as well. He's got his teammate there to pick up at the same time, but they could be pressured.
Yep, they spread out to get more info up on Everest, but in a position where they can be picked apart standing. Well, it's going to get rest by Play With Me, but as you saw that Nate come in, will be able to take him down. And for Venconas now, they have to figure, do we want to push on this or do we not? Because none of these guys are inside the circle.
Yeah, it's time ticking, time wasting, but are they going to go in for the kills? Unique, it's not been the ideal start for them, and they're just kind of dancing around back and forth. They know that there's players close by, but they can't engage just yet. And you can see he's taking the first aid kit, he's going to drop the energy drink as well.
The issue here is really that none of them are really in a position where they can back out safely. If they want to bring those vehicles, the other guys are close enough to pull up and start shooting on them as they drive away. Even more so, there are teams down the hill that could shoot at them as well. Drainy's trying to push around the corner, has been spotted out by Amorous, but now you see Ubican Company pushing over the top, and they will get the knock-on towards him. 1 player remaining for their team is trying to make that run-off. Now at least he would have to test all by himself. Gets the knock-on to 1, but goes down immediately after.
Venconas, they are going to be our first team out of this. Unique played it well. They didn't end up losing 1 player, but a good fight from a tough position will allow them to now get themselves involved. And Desperados, though, in the meantime, 2 players knocked at the moment. Cole's going to have to do some work, and we've even seen Calvin Klein picked off at the same time. Reciprocity getting involved in there.
They were trying to push in on the eastern side. Reciprocity put up a trap for them, and they ran straight into it. Taucero getting finished off there as well. Fake going down, too, so it's Coltamenta all on his own. Guys currently sitting in first place. They do not want to go down early, and we see Coltamenta trying to leave off with the vehicle, but now looking for a team, trying to see if they can scout off some of the guys running down the hill just on their southern side, because Swarm, they're pushing around the corner. And this is the issue with this area of the map. There are so few compounds to take for the teams that are coming in late. You gotta try and find a spot to call your own Aliyah. All he finds is a tire from Coltamenta's car as he goes down and out.
That is not what you want to see. Cold is going to be finished off. Desperados eliminated, 15th place. He tried to get away. He tried to back away. Fair enough, getting the kill with the vehicle. You got to respect that. But yeah, not what they would have wanted at all after having such a good start to yesterday. But like we said, there's plenty of games to be seen here.
Scoom trying to make his run up in towards the circle. The guys from Quick Math, they're sitting inside on the compound, just on the southwestern side of them. And Scoom and Raffi in the Reciprocity boys, they wouldn't know this. So as you can see, them moving around the northern side is the only smart thing for them to do. They have to dip up there to work with. But will they be inside the next circle? Well, I mean, as a matter of fact, they will.
That worked out well.
Shift. That is a very, very beneficial shift for them.
Yeah, this worked out really well from Elgig. Have actually moved themselves all the way around towards the center, now onto the far western side here to work with. Wizards, they've still got themselves in a nice position. Lots of ground to be covered here.
I like to see Besiktas, all of them pulling the Navy SEAL in the water down by Bermuda, the little island down there, trying to make their way on over inside the circle. There's still a ways to go, and they're running into the open terrain on the southern side of the circle. It's not going to be easy to run over, and we know by the fact that they're all swimming, they have left those vehicles behind, and running across the open field without cars, it's not going to be beneficial, and not at all what you want to do if you're a team like them.
Quick Math, though. Got themselves a little bit of high ground to work off here. They can scout about, see what's around them for now. There's that little bit of a waiting game, right? Where now teams can kind of sit comfortably for a little while, wait for the other teams to rotate in and see what could happen.
You say that, I mean, you sit around and wait, sure, but there's still 4.5 teams that aren't inside the circle yet, and there's no room for them, because as we can see, the only players in the center is looking for a team. Everyone else is sitting on that edge trying to hold off each other. There's so many areas of this part of the map that are so open that you cannot play from, especially if you don't have vehicles. So all these teams are forced out on the edge, and that will force a lot of fights to come in. And as we see now, Erangel trying to hold off El Gigante, but they got Meteor Makers right next to them as well. This could be a three-way fight about to start.
Yeah, Erangel, they're aware of it. Can they find anyone, catch them off guard? Can they do some extra damage? Erangel lost Max's Ore very early here, so they would be happy to try and pick up some extra points. MYM looking to try and get engaged in this. They've gone for a quieter, sneakier play, right? Coming all the way down from the south, now up to the north. They've had a huge rotation round, but they've got to be still very cautious here.
Bit of a greedy play from Simon, trying to go dead center, didn't get the spot, but now Besiktas, they're getting run over. Wizards in play, but they're trying to shoot back. They're doing some damage and doing so as well. T-Bone and Arrows, all that's left for their team. Nisa is finished off already. They got 2 knocks on either side. Who will get out of this one on top? We're just about to find out.
Yeah, T-Bone's going to be trying to go in for this. He doesn't want to allow any reses to come into play either. Goes in for throwing the nade down. Nice position of that nade as well. Simsy's up close. Is he going to go and pull in for it? Simsy in a very nice spot. Gets it done. Avoids the nade damage, but then the second one comes in. Finishes him off. Puts him on the knock. And now it's all up to Lux and Tomil to see if they can try and save the day.
We'll see Arrows trying to prone it out behind that tree. He knows the fight is lost. El Giganten does get finished off there as well. Not a whole lot more they could do in that situation. And for Meteor Makers now got to make a run for it. They're inside the circle, but you got to figure, if we're taking a fight here that's lasting too long, do we really want to do it, or do we want to try and fall back and get a bit of more control of the situation? Arrows does go down in the end, and Silenzo with the mini takes out the guys from Wizards.
Yeah, Wizards go down. They went in for that fight. They were confident with it, but it just wasn't enough. Good play there from Beskadi. My goodness, I'm struggling to say it again. There we go. You're so much better on these pronunciations than I am when it comes to it.
Oh, there you go. Dastish trying to see if he can get the bet up. Umik on the other side. Bullet won't do it, but that nade to the face sure will. It's going to be a kill, and it's going to be Team Unique taken down in 12th place.
Oh, intense. Sat there from far away, trying to pick him off. He's going to hold him off from pushing into this circle. Erangel kind of sneaking up on him here, so they don't want to get blindsided. They need to focus on everything around them. And the circle does move over towards the western side, which actually benefits Team Kebab that we haven't seen too much for, but they're getting involved in a fight at the moment with Sweaty Nerds.
They are one of the teams that are more the pacifists in the lobby. They haven't really been engaging a whole lot, and when they have, they've had that issue that we talked about earlier today, where they've been so split apart that they haven't been able to help each other. Memo utilizing the gained side here, not something we've seen so often, but 3 guys in the Kebabs might just be able to pull up on this.
Waiting to see if they can push forward. Memo looking around, has got to be a little bit cautious. We need a home is eliminated.
Now they got
finally.
eliminated.
Yeah. The last player there, it does go down in the end. MYM picking up that kill on him.
StarLadder, not a whole lot more he could do from his position, was eliminated there in the end. BenQ5 trying to help out Memo in holding off Team Kebab. They're all pretty much inside the circle, actually, and they don't really need to move that far forward, but that little tiny wedge they have to work with, it will be out in just a matter of seconds, I guess you can say. So for the guys in Sweden there, so might as well just hold that angle. Asferin and the boys from Erangel, they are going for the crate, but look at Skoom, he's making his way down the same direction.
Yeah, this is really scary for Erangel. You're sandwiched between MYM and Reciprocity. You already had a few pop shots at MYM, who are now going to try and push their way into the circle, but are also going to engage you at the same time. Big fights going on here across the board, and this is where it starts to get a little bit more dicey. Drone Transporter comes in with a lot of damage. Can he get the finishes? No, he goes down. A Team Swarmer eliminated. Not ideal for him. Tried to put up a fight, but it just wasn't enough.
Besiktas, they made a full-on commitment. They took the vehicles, weren't their own, took them, drove up to the hillside, and somehow managed to stay alive through that. Now looking for a team. They're in all worlds of trouble. Everyone's getting eliminated left and right. It's the boys from Team Unity popping them off with the DMRs, and Logipuff is out. All that's left down behind the USC here.
Oh, that nade doing huge damage there. He's down on 30 health. Going to try and get that first aid kit off while he's in the smoke. Give himself a little bit of cover here as Ultra is going to be taken off, which means there's one more man down for this team. And there's still that fight between both Sweaty Nerds and the Kebab still going on here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stalemate, and they're full-on focused on each other, but I like to see that Memo, you see him, he's constantly looking the other way. Roopsy is now making his way down to this area as well. Guys from Media Makers, they want to get some control. They know they have a team on the north side of them, actually splitting it quite far apart, trying to do a 2-2 split to get as much info as possible as the circle's coming to a close.
Yeah, and this is the problem Sweaty Nerds and Kebabs will have here. Like you mentioned, right? Memo's doing a good job of looking around, keeping a good focus on it. BenQ spraying away there just to see if he can get any further knocks or damage done. He's going to keep him at bay, but it's Unity. They managed to get another team eliminated. Reciprocity go down. This is looking good.
Yeah, great play by them. A little help from Quick Math coming in there. Reciprocity will be going out in 9th place. And just now, we have made it into points as far as placements go. But look at the new circle popping. It's going out east. None of these guys are going to be inside. And they have to figure, is it going to be worth to try and do this or not? Memo and company saying, no, it's not. Let's go back down to the compound and move in towards the circle.
Looking for team will be eliminated in 8th place, but they did manage to hit those points regardless of it all. Quick Math now. They're in a good position. The circle worked out for them quite well. They're aware of Avangard's position, but Avangard have a massive high ground advantage to work off of here.
Look at Lux's position. 3 burning cars on top of each other, and all he has for additional cover is the smokes that he's constantly popping, trying to stay safe. 2-0 Yuho, only 18 bullets remaining in that MK14 with just 22 players alive. He probably wanted to have a little more ammo to use, but at least he has 7 smokes, so he can start running around and trying to get more loot if he wants to.
Asverin's got to be cautious here. The scope out just at the wrong timing. A little bit of a back and forth battle. He comes out into the open. He's being seen around that smoke, but he can't get the shots landed here just yet.
See how much that smoke is covering. Asferin is trying to hide behind it. It's very hard for 2U to get any info. He wants to continuously hold the angle, but also, of course, the Erangel team, they are inside the circle, so might as well worry because you have Pelsic and Ensolenso on the southern side. Figure, where's the pressure going to come from? They cannot make that push down towards us right now. Might as well hold it off the south because that's where people are going to be pushing in from.
Lux has managed to escape just for a little bit as of now. He's trying to creep his way in. He's like, okay, I'm on my own. I was stuck between literally burning cars, and now I'll be eliminated, but they do manage a 7th place, which isn't too bad, all things considered, because they were down on that bottom of the table.
Indeed, and immediately after, Kebabs do go down too. Sweat in there securing themselves some kills off of that, but they look at that at the time. Media Makers, they saw that conflict happening. Roopsy got all the info for them, and now they're kind of trying to swarm around and try to hold them off, but just behind them, Asferin is sitting right above. Shots are coming towards him now, so the teams know that he's up here, but they have to figure, we have to take this fight, we need to contain them, because we cannot let them push on around the side.
Yeah, MYM looking to get involved, but in the meantime, Avangard are just going to be able to try and shut them down. Intense has gone down. This fight's continuing just on there, trying to fight this circle space of the north-hand side.
And trying to hold the angle up towards the knock. They've all of them just about inside the circle. Fingerin and Roopsy, though, they will have to make that transition further on towards the next tree line. And it's going to be a little run in the open. I think they still have smokes available for Noctiv and for Asferin. All they need to worry about right now is holding the guys off on the southern side, because they could be the main threat for them right now.
It's that little bit of a waiting game here for Avangard. They know their position is really strong at the moment. 2 teams close up behind them. Sweaty Nerds again now starting to kind of get engaged in this at the same time. Memo, he does go down. It's not at their hands, but it is Team Unity that will finish him off there. Sweaty Nerds going to be oh so cautious as Asverin's been knocked as well.
Yeah, Not a good position for Noctis to try and come down for that rest. They do manage to get him smoked off at least somewhat, but whether it's going to be safe enough to go down to that tree line and get the rest up, it's going to be within nade range for the opponents. And as you can see, QuickMath, they're currently making that rotation up around the top side. So it's going to be dangerous for them to sacrifice, or to try and sort of put all your coins in the same bed and going down for the rest here.
Yeah, those smokes being vital right now for MYM. And this is actually the circle, right? No one's within it just yet, but Unity, they've got a nice position to play off of here. Good shots coming in from Erangel. They will be able to try and finish off MYM here. Just one player remaining alive.
Noctis really making them pay with that. SKS spots out Flurry now as well. Has him caught down behind the rock. Now the question is going to be, do they want to push on it or not? That's a headshot coming in. Good shots from him. They know there's just one player remaining. Flower trying to make the run continuously further down, but Noctis just not able to connect those bullets. Very, very low HP remaining, but this should allow for teams to push up. And you see on your minimap, the guys from QuickMath, they're right behind them.
QuickMath are thinking, okay, how do we get involved in this? How do we get some extra kills? They're going to come out all guns blazing. They managed to get 2 knocks down. Then they'll get a kills in there, but it's Unity who are picking it up. That's 10 kills on the board for him, and that's going to be a huge kill game as Erangel are eliminated now. MYM still managing, just about to stay alive.
Erangel took too long to get that team finished up. We talked about how they were putting all their eggs in one basket, trying to full-on focus on guys from Meteor Makers. As soon as the focus was stopped from QuickMath, they allowed themselves to push on over, got the full push on them, and got the team eliminated within seconds. And somehow Meteor Makers actually got out of that one alive.
And this is huge for QuickMath. I think QuickMath and Unity, between them, they've been racking up the kills across the board, let alone already being in good point positions from day one. So Unity now in such a good position to try and fight onto QuickMath. And QuickMath have now found themselves in Erangel's spot, kind of just stuck out and completely pinned down. Tizerin's going to have no problem getting that kill. And this is looking so strong for Unity.
Very smartly played. Look at Blaston's position on the far southwestern side. He has such a good spot to hold the entire western flank by himself. Great spread out. And if they get any sort of the circle down towards them now, it's going to be game over. 4 guys alive still. We have 2 guys and 2 of you and Jupsik still on the northern side. And then BenQ5, we're just waiting to see that knock get into a kill off, so he knows that he's in that top 2 spot.
And Unity playing this so smart, going all the way around. They're going to go try and engage QuickMath while they're keeping them busy. Giving off the covering shots, making a lot of noise, sneaking up from both sides. QuickMath has got to have some great awareness here. The shot's starting to come out already, applying that pressure massively. But Unity straight on top of it. Sweaty Nerds get eliminated. BenQ unable to stay alive for too much longer. Like you just said, they're 15 kills, a huge game. Imagine if Unity can pick up the win here as well. They've certainly got the good position. 1 player left, tapping away. Oh, but he can't get it done. Good return fire coming in, but he's heavily under pressure. Tries to hide down behind the tree. He doesn't have the health to work, and Unity walk away with first place, 16 kills to start off day 2.
Incredibly well played in the final circle there. Blaston had the western position by himself. You have Dastage taking the circle center just to make sure they have that, and they have 2 players rotating around the northern side. They had all the info they needed. They had all the control of the circle, and